Today I want to talk about a new effects package from NewBlueFX called Video Essentials 6. This, as you can tell, the sixth package of essential effects and tools and filters that NewBlue has packaged up. And there's a lot of goodies in here. The accompanying article, you can read about most of them. The first is a Chroma Key plugin for green screen, blue screen footage. So we're going to start with some average Chroma Key footage. You can see we've got some wrinkling on the screen here in the lower right-hand corner. Now, Vegas has a pretty nice Chroma Key tool built in, but it's fairly basic. If you want to do anything fancy or add some garbage matting to it, you've got to add some additional effects, filters. And the Chroma Key Pro that's in Video Essentials 6 has a lot of that already built into it, which is really nice. Let's take a look at a couple of those things here. So basic Chroma Key stuff. You can pick your color and then adjust what they call sensitivity and range, and it'll key that color that you've chosen right out. You have a couple things that you can look at here. You can look at the Chroma Key, or you can look at the shape mask, which we're not using at the moment. Now, I find the Chroma Key to be very helpful. Basically, when you look at something like this, you want your background to be completely black and the image that's going to be overlaid over your background of choice to be completely white. And again, by adjusting the sensitivity and color range, you can pretty much dial that exactly where you want it. And then that's our image there, and I'm going to bring up a background here. So, but this isn't perfect. Let me go to a spot here on the footage, and notice there's a little bit of green spill on the underside of my arms here. The plugin has an erase spill slider control, and if you look at it in Chroma Key, it doesn't really affect any other part of the image, which is really nice. And notice I'm pointing at the screen like you can see me. Notice how that reduces quite a bit of the green. That's before and that's after. So we'll leave that like that. You have some other controls here for feather and shrink. I don't particularly see the use for those because they really do distort the image. Shrink is basically the feather without the feathering. All right, let's have a look at the garbage mat. Now, this is kind of neat. If you have a lot of the green screens that are on the market are small in that they will cover up the image. Let's say, for example, it's a person or a talking head, but they won't necessarily fill the frame. Well, with a garbage mat, you can choose what portion of your image will be green screened and what portion will be matted out completely. Now, if this were just a talking head, and let's enable that. And so now, no matter what is in this section of the screen, you can mat that out completely, even if your green screen doesn't fill the screen, if that makes sense. We've enabled that, and we'll bring up our... Now notice when we're using this, you don't necessarily want that to happen, but because we've matted out those areas of the screen, we now have me with no arms. And you know, special effect, if you're doing that, that's nice, but and you can see where that comes back in. Okay, so a couple more things on this plugin. You also get outlining and drop shadowing of your key. I particularly like the drop shadow. It really adds a depth between the foreground and the background. So I'm just choosing a preset here of drop shadow. I'm going to come back and pick our color. Now notice the drop shadow that we've got going on here in this footage. Particularly around skin tones, it's a nice addition. All of this with one plugin. You get the Chroma Key Pro. You get your Chroma Key options You get some advanced chroma key options, including erase, spill, feathering, and shrinking of the image. You have a garbage mat built into that plugin. You don't have to add a second plugin or a second track or any of that kind of stuff. You just drop this right onto the clip. It works very, very well. All right, now this is the color replace. This is actually very, very simple to use. You eyedropper, pick your source color, and then pick your swap color. And let's just do something really off the wall like orange. And we have a couple of controls here, the range and fade. And you can really kind of see how it moves into that new color. And again, your masking controls will really help show what bleeds through and what doesn't. You want all of your affected to be white when you're looking at the mask. And let's get our best up here. That's without it, and that's with it. Very, very simple, very fast. Okay, with the cutaway, we're going to do something here that's a little bit unusual, just as a demonstration. So we're going to pick oval as our shape. You've got your basic shapes are oval, rectangle, and diamond. And we are going to, in the area of the screen, let's just kind of move it up to where her face would be. And let's see how close we got. We're going to adjust the size of that oval. And notice there's a difference between origin and view. This is where we're going to view that image, but this is where the origin is. Remember, this is one plugin on one clip. No multiple tracks, no multiple effects, one plugin, one clip. So let's increase that size just a little bit. Move it so it's right over her face. And then let's move it down here. And then let's magnify that a little bit. Bring up that size just a little bit. Move it back there. And we'll just run that. This may not be the exact image you would use, but you can see how quickly you can get a picture-in-picture or a cutaway to emphasize something small that's in your video, make it larger, and really put an emphasis on it, all within the same track. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is the picture grid. Picture grid works on a single image or a single track of video, but allows you to kind of slice and dice and chop that up and rearrange it all within your frame to put kind of a unique emphasis. Great for some modern special effects, used sparingly, of course. Let's just drop through a couple of presets here and see what they're doing. Okay, Dusty Trio gives us one vertical image and then 3 horizontal images with no overlap. We can adjust the image here that's being shown. So I'll run that video. Again, this isn't something that you're going to want to watch 15 minutes of, but for music videos to use as a quick emphasis in a particular clip can be very effective. I'm now here to Venetian blinds. Kind of like that one. Move the image to see what we have here. Okay, the last one I want to show you is the saturation EQ. You can add saturation from most any of the color correction plugins that come with Vegas or any of the other NLEs. This one, the saturation EQ plugin in this package includes 8 different colors kind of predefined for you. So if you're looking for the blue sky, blue water, green grass, you want to increase the saturation of those, it's pretty easy to just grab. For example, we want to do the grass in this frame. It's pretty easy to increase. It's pretty easy to increase that. You can see a before and after, very quick. Now, if you want to do a custom color, you can do that. Let's come down here and pick her hair color, and we'll increase the gain. And And notice we've got that affects some of the skin tones as well. It's very close to skin tone image. The range will affect how wide it's going to, in the color spectrum it's going to affect. How wide or how narrow. You can get kind of an idea there. So this has been a quick overview of some of the plugins that are built into the NewBlueFX Video Essentials 6. Hope you like it. I am digging it. This has definitely found a place in our toolbox. NewBlue continues to produce some of the most useful and effective plugins, and we look forward to seeing what they have next. And until next time, hope you've enjoyed this. Drop me a line. You see my email at the bottom of this article and video, and we will see you next time in Vegas.